Call to order. Roll call. Mayor Jernigan has requested an excused absence.
I'll move to excuse her.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
McCorkle.
Yes.
Hoag.
Here.
Belt.
Yes.
Long break.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then roll call.
We did.
That was voting.
Vote.
That was a vote. Oh, that was a roll call.
Well, we could double duty.
Yeah, we could serve. Yeah, whatever you want. You're in charge.
Fine.
You're in charge.
Okay. Present, all except for Mayor Jernigan.
All right. So please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Ready? Begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, thank you for this day that we've all been able to come together on the city's behalf. I pray that you give us wisdom and discernment to make the best decisions for the city of Needles and for our citizens. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Approval of the agenda. There's a late add-on to today's agenda. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.22, upon a determination by a 2/3 vote of the members of the legislative body present at the meeting, or if less than 2/3 of the members are present, a unanimous vote of those members present, that there is a need to take immediate action and that the need for action came to the attention of the local agency subsequent to the agenda being posted. A conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code 54956.9, Brian Brown versus City of Needles et al., U.S. District Court, Central District of California, EDCV 23-01118-ABRAO. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve. I second. As needed.
Call for a vote.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
McCorkle.
Yes.
Hoag.
Yes.
Belt.
Yes.
Long break.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any conflicts of interest tonight? Seeing and hearing none. Correspondence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, introductions. I see former council member Tim Terrell here tonight. Hello. And looks like all the council members. City Attorney, Parliamentary Procedures.
I have nothing at this time. Thank you.
All right. As a courtesy to those in attendance, we would ask that cell phones be turned off or set in their silent mode. Thank you. Public appearance. Persons wishing to address the City Council/NPUA on subjects other than those scheduled are requested to do so at this time. When called by the mayor, please announce your name and address for the record. In order to conduct a timely meeting, a 3-minute time limit per person has been established by Municipal Code Section 2-18, amendments to the California Government Code Section 54950, prohibits the City Council from taking action on a specific item until it appears on the agenda. Wayne, come on up.
Good evening, it's Wayne Colburn, 2237 Costa Loma Street. And for once, it's not about the chamber. I just wanted to have the council look at being able to do some work on the streets there up by the rodeo. San Clemente and Clary Drive are really getting bad, and the ruts are literally running as if they're like zippers across the road in a lot of directions. So we really need some work up there.
Thank you,
Thank
Wayne.
you.
Tim?
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. Tim Terrell, 1335 Lily Hill Drive. We've been doing a lot of work on K Street on the far side near Needles Highway. And what I noticed most over the holiday weekend was people in large vehicles going down that road. They're turning, but their GPSs have misdirected them. I actually talked to a few of them trying to figure out how to get out of there. They're trying to do U-turns in that very tight area. We might want to consider a few detour signs, one that says go down this road, turn here, and get them back to where they were. I directed quite a few people that direction and they made it, but I also saw quite a few come very close to backing in to our new post versus running head on into it. I know you can't fix stupid. I get it, but a couple of detour signs might be worth looking into. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Darrell Jones. I stay at 17 Lily Hill, Needles, California. I'm here today for asking for you guys to look into false documentations on one of your council members up there, up here. I got copies for everyone up here. It will help my job over for many years now, and I come back and find out that I passed a long time ago on August 4th, 2022. And still is no result between none of that. I know Rick been trying to help me out with a little bit of this going on and everything, but it's coming to the time that now the job is asking for my credentials and I may be getting fired. And then it's already, I had to go through another job and couldn't get the job that I already passed that he said I wasn't qualified for. It's 3 on each. It shows where he whited out and falsified the documentations of the DOA or the DOJ. And then it shows that where I went and looked it up on the computer that I completed everything. And I got the officers, the sheriff, I already contacted the sheriff dispatch and got an incident report and the DOA complaint form already going on too. So I just wanted to bring you this to you guys' attention and let you know what kind of foul play is going on. I feel that my 14th Amendment right under the color code law that he violated me.
Thank you so much for bringing this to our
Thank you
attention.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Something that we should take.
Any other public appearance? Recess the city council meeting and convene a joint council and PUA meeting. Public comments pertaining to the council items and PUA meeting at 3 time limit per person has been established. Council/NPUA approve the annual depository statement and authorize and direct finance staff to make monthly transfers from NPUA to city accounts to reimburse for fiscal year 2023-2024 payments for bond debt service, contract services, purchase payments, and reimbursement of non-utility sanitation revenues deposited with the authority according to the approved budget. So any public comments regarding this?
First of all, Madam Chair, as you all recall, all of NPUA deposits goes into a trust fund. And then this is the agreement that then allows us to pull money out of the trust fund to pay actual expenses. This was a requirement that was put in 20 years ago when we borrowed money, and it assures that payments go first to debt, operations and maintenance, and then to approved reserve. But it's an annual exercise we go through on the draws out of the trust fund managed by U.S. National Bank. Our recommendations for approval.
Do you have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Jinx.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
McCorkle,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Hoag,
Here, yes.
Are you there?
Belt,
Yes.
Long Break.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now we're adjourning the joint council and PUA meeting and reconvening the city council meeting. Call to order. Roll call was previously taken. Public comments pertaining to the council items. A 3-minute time limit per person has been established. Do we have any? Seeing and hearing none, the consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion on the form listed. The mayor or any member of the city council may pull an item from the consent calendar for discussion. Prior to council action, a member of the public may address the city council on matters scheduled on the consent calendar. A 3-minute time limit per person applies. Recommended action, approve items 2 through 9 on the consent calendar by affirmative roll call vote. Do we have any motions?
Discussion.
No motions?
Then I'll move to approve.
Second.
Call for a vote?
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
McCorkle.
Yes.
Hoag.
Yes.
Belt.
Yes.
Longbreak.
Yes.
That is the end of the consent calendar. Regular council items, there are none. City attorney report.
I have nothing to report at this time.
City clerk report.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor. The agenda that you're seeing is in the agenda management system. It was published in Agenda Management. Candace prepared it. She took the Word document and loaded it. So we're moving forward with the agenda management, and we're trying to incorporate all the other departments to learn the process. And one day it will be fully functional, modular. My contact at Mooney Code regarding our code been on vacation, so she's due back tomorrow. So I should have an answer by the end of the week and when the code's going to go online. The vault's almost done at 817 3rd Street. All they have to do is finish painting it and putting a lock on that door, and it's time to move. Hopefully before it hits 120. We're still doing an ongoing identifying and reviewing documents for shredding. Harassment training will schedule probably the end of this month, first of next month. I'm waiting for the CJPIA to confirm a date. We're preparing the fire and building ordinances for council adoption. The goal set in session, you received an agenda, so that's set for the 15th at 9 a.m. at the senior center. And then we are continuing supporting the planning commission, now the housing commission, with their agenda packet preparation, legal notices, the whole process. That concludes my report.
You. City manager report.
Yes, Madam Mayor, members of the council, the Golf Pro has introduced the midsummer golf rates of $30 with a cart. There are still people that want to golf, although they're have to admit they're out at daybreak. But there are people out on the golf course. But we've reduced the rates, which is typical for this time of year. The underpass is open. But within about 48 hours,
One hit.
Got it. Oh my.
yeah, and it tore one of the signs off, and we repaired it, but we have it on videotape, and we're gonna make a claim against that individual for the repairs. But the structure itself was not damaged. There was either an act of vandalism or attempted break-in at the visitor center. We immediately got repairs done. As you recall, about almost 2 weeks ago, we had a fire at well 15. And as it turns out, as you can see from these photos, the piston was spinning and it hung up, which caused an arc flash, which caused the fire and took the well out. So you can see on that piston that it split, which meant that we believe that it was improperly installed. So we are working with the installers and manufacturers about their warranty. We had a chance for your visitor center subcommittee to meet. I distributed copies of the lease and the agreement, the operations agreement. And So we had that opportunity. We're having our first housing commission meeting on the 19th of this month. I want to congratulate Elena Galindo of our staff. She studied and took the test and passed and is certified as a permit technician, which while the building inspector deals with the substance of the code, her job is to know the process about moving the application through the process as quickly as possible. So I want to congratulate her for achieving the certification. Some not so good news was we have been informed by our insurance carrier that the healthcare insurance costs are going to increase 15.4% in the upcoming year. And as it was explained to me, there were a lot of people that didn't deal with illnesses or deferred treatments, and they're all coming due now. So of that, half is shared by the employees and half by the city. So we will be responsible for 15.4 divided by 2. And then the others, the individual employees contribute. That concludes, also, you're going to be getting in your mailbox at City Hall the financial statement as of May 31st, which is, for those of you who don't do the math, that's 92% of the year. General fund revenues are 1% above projection, despite cannabis revenues being down 16%. But general fund expenses are about 19% below projected, in part because I was forecasting an overall reduction and we began to tighten expenditures to make sure we didn't get in any kind of imbalance. Due to the late summer, electric revenues are down about 23% because it's been a cooler April, May, and June. Now July's starting off like house on fire, but likewise, we have begun reductions in discretionary spending for equipment, materials, supplies. So we continue to be in balance there. So that concludes my report. Glad to answer any questions.
Thank you. Council requests, Councilmember Campbell.
Hi, I just have a couple of things. One, I don't know all the specifics because I forgot to ask when I met with Rick, but it was my understanding that the fire that was on the off ramp was due to the fact that we have flammable materials on the ground and someone threw a cigarette out. So is this going to be something we're going to deal with in the future? Are we going to change those things on the ground so they're not flammable when idiots throw their cigarettes out the window and start another fire? So just a thought. We could talk about that. I would like to request that our meetings, once we have them, because they are filmed, that they go up and online as in a timely manner, as quick as possible, not a week later. When because I had to look for something that I needed to review and it wasn't there for me. It's there now, but I would like to have that. I don't know who takes care of that. That's not a slam. We've done some adjustments and we have a new system now. We have something that's a Connect, so everything's changed over and we have some bugs to work out. But there were some, I was not the only one that was looking for that meeting. And I needed to look at it and I couldn't find it. The other thing is I guess this is more for the Sheriff's Department. I know that we had a meeting last year on Neighborhood Watch to start the Neighborhood Watch program. I was out of town for that. I missed it, but there were people who signed up to be captains or block captains or whatever. There was going to be training, pandemic, timing, whatever happened. What happened doesn't matter. What I'd like to ask is that we hit that again and start a Neighborhood Watch. I don't know what the city's part in that is, but I have been talking to people and I know in my neighborhood alone, Jamie's mother-in-law and I have, had some activity going around in our neighborhood and we're watching carefully and, we're totally capable of taking care of it, but we would like to have a neighborhood watch up and running again in our community because I think that takes some of the heat off the law enforcement when we're watching our own neighborhoods and paying attention. So I don't know how that works, but I'll throw that out there and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember McCorkle?
I don't have anything at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Pogue?
Well, I took advantage of the underpass, so it's really nice. Yay, it knocks 3/10 of a mile off of my drive one way. Other than that, nothing.
Councilmember Belt?
Yeah, we met for the visitor center meeting, so I still want to move forward on becoming California Welcome Center. I mean, I 100% want to move forward on that, whatever we need to do to help that get moved and passed. I will send you what information I do have on it. Also, we talked about meeting with the fees. I know that you sent that email out that we're going to relook at all the fee schedule again. Just hearing that it costs $30,000 just to start building a house, what we can do in our part. Some of it we live in California, we can't change, but to get it set up so that we can give the easiest way to make any of that happen so that we can, if we can avoid losing people across the river, start paying attention to what we can really do for that. And we'll just go with that. Thanks.
Councilmember Longbreak?
Yes, I attended along with Ellen and Rick and Zach's memorial celebration of life. And that was awesome. That was awesome what we did for Zach. And I think we could go a little bit further by putting a plaque up for him, maybe in the council chambers right over there where he set up his camera. Every council meeting he was there. If not, a plaque somewhere for Zach, that would be great. And then also I had a resident on A Street by the wagon over there. Was complaining about their sidewalks. By the way, they said, thank you very much for the street. The street's absolutely awesome. They love that. But the sidewalks are crumbling and being pretty bad. I went over there and looked at it. It's right behind the wagon. And that's where a lot of tourists go right there. And it is kind of an eyesore. So if we could take a look at that. Then also, I think everybody knows the door was busted at the Chamber of Commerce, and there was an eyewitness there that actually called it into the police department, and the guy was saying, "I'm dehydrated. I need water," and so he threw a rock through the window. Now I know at one time we used to have a water fountain in Santa Fe Park, and I have no idea what happened to it. It's been many a year since it's been gone. I think a water fountain would be really great there, and maybe as part of his restitution, maybe he will help put it together. I don't know. And then also the drinking fountains at Jack Smith Park. Rick, not put in yet.
One is.
It's not. Where's it at?
It's always been.
The three that were there are all the same ones that are there, and they're not working. I was just there yesterday. And I didn't see it. And also with Needles Point Liquor Store, the guy that owns that has, I believe, been talking to you guys about putting a grocery store where the pharmacy's at.
The gift shop next door.
Right next door to the pharmacy, to combine the pharmacy and the liquor store into a grocery store. And he's working really hard and he really wants to do that with you guys. I've been talking to him from the beginning on that. And that would be a great, because I told him what we need is fresh produce and fresh meats. And he's working real hard on that. And I hear you guys are working really hard with him. And I want to say thank you for that. And hopefully we're user friendly on that and we're able to get him to do that. That would be awesome. And also on Bailey and Aaron, there's been a rash of people stealing stuff from people's yards around there. And the words they said, the tweakers. So we know where that goes. I just wanted to put that out there because someone told me about it. That's it.
Thank you. I don't have a lot of comments, but I did attend the 4th of July at the pool, and that was a lot of fun. It was fun to see, they put on little things, the lifeguards, and it was a lot of fun. The one thing I will say, I've not been in, I hate to say that I've never been in the Needles pool until just this time, but it's true. I don't have kids, so I haven't gone down there, but I did go, and there's a lot of pieces of things like this on the bottom of the pool coming off. I mean, we all know that there's problems with the pool, but there's a lot of that. So, and I will say, just piggybacking on what Tim said about the underpass, it does seem like there's some sort of issue with people's GPS directing. And I think that that's one of our big problems. I don't know, as a city, we can do anything about that, but that is, I think, one of the bigger problems we have. I'm so glad it's open, although I'm on autopilot going to work and I keep forgetting to use it. But and with that, thank you everybody for coming and have a good night.
Let's use ourselves to.
Recessing, the recess.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're recessing to the executive session. Back to order, the city managers.
Yes, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The council met in closed session regarding conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, government code 5495 6.9, Brian Brown versus City of Needles et al. In U.S. District Court, Central District of California, case number EDCV 23-01118-AD bracket RAO end bracket. Council met with legal counsel. And took no reportable action.
Thank you. And with that, we'll adjourn the meeting. Have a good night.
Thank you.